Yo, it's Busy Rivera. You're listening to the best damn podcast, Culture Pop Radio. Julia, what up?
Hey, what up, guys? It's Julia Vamps speaker, and who we got in the building today? Actually, matter of fact, I'll tell you who we have in the building today. This man is somebody you definitely need to know. If you're an artist, you're up and coming, or if you're in the industry, you should probably know who he is. We got Busy Rivera in the building.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime. So we don't have a real history of how you got started in the industry. So how did you get started in the industry?
Oh, okay.
Before we get to the real stuff.
You want how long is this? This is the
Short version.
The short version. Okay.
Because we're in TikTok phases.
Super short version. I was in college, dropped out, said I wanted to start a rap label. Fast forward, started a rap label on a very indie, grassroots level.
What was the name of it?
Brooklyn Stick Up.
Okay.
So I kind of earned my stripes there, and I had no talent. That's really important. That's really important. That's a really important part of the story.
Wait, you or you mean actual talent?
No, me
artist?
Myself, busy. I have no talent. Yeah, so
that's a first admission for many.
No, it's true. It's the most important piece. So when I was in high school, I had a friend. His name is Reem, and we were like, "Yo, we don't got no talent. We can't do anything, but we're gonna figure out how to make it into the industry."
Wow.
Because we were like, yo, these artists, they need managers, they need agents, we didn't even know at the time what they needed. We were just there gotta be a space for us. You know what I'm saying? I seen Tata in the background or backstage or whatever, we can figure it out. So fast forward, I was like, yo, I'm gonna drop out, I'm gonna start a rap label. I met an artist and a producer, so they had actual talent, an actual creative output that I didn't have. So I was like, I'm gonna just do everything else. What do we need? You know what I'm saying? I got a camera, I was taking photos, I was a photographer, I learned how to edit videos. We couldn't afford to hire an engineer to record consistently or to mix the record, so I learned how to do that.
Wow. Basically, you didn't need school at all. This wasn't you were learning on the fly.
No, yeah, I did. I got a full college education, a music industry education.
Wow.
There. And like I said, I was just doing everything outside of the music. So everything from getting the merch produced, figuring out how to get music on the radio, how to reach out to blogs and do PR, all that stuff. So as a result of having no talent, essentially, I just figured out how to do all the other stuff. The interesting part was though, in real time, while I was doing it, I didn't realize that there was any value associated with all the stuff that I was doing. Because I was just doing it for free, for the gang, you know what I'm saying? And then I had a conversation with my man Rocco, and we were talking about PR, and I was like, yo, my boy's looking for press, maybe I'll hire you. I was trying to give him a look.
Right.
So he sent me his rate card, if you want to get these blogs, it's $1,700 for the month.
Wow.
I was like, this is how much you make over this? I do all, I get all these looks for free. I really had no idea, because it was such a closed ecosystem.
Right.
So then, once I but once I started working with other people outside of that, just closed unit, I started to realize oh shit, I know a lot of shit. Like you said, I'm important.
You are.
So,
very, very important.
I know I said the short version. I'm gonna wrap it up. So
it's cool.
I was made aware of an opportunity at a label where I work currently. Well, sorry, before that, so I started working managing artists and providing services a la carte, because I didn't want to manage artists again. It's very demanding, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing hey, do you need this? I can provide you with this, and then we're done. You need a press kit, you need a logo, you need t-shirt design, whatever.
You said everything, but let's just
I can't write your music pretty much, but I also didn't want you to bother me yo, I need interviews, I need press. So it was very a la carte services that I was providing. And then how I got over to cinematic where I'm at right now.
That was my next question too.
Yeah. You could bounce. I could just talk
no, keep going, because that was the next you segue perfect into it.
So that's how I started. I was part of a indie rap label called Brooklyn Stick Up, and we were known on the underground rap level, on the underground rap scene in New York. And then I was made aware of an opportunity at Cinematic, and when I sat down on my interview, Shipes was asking me a bunch of questions. That's the owner.
Wait, so you actually interview for these sort of positions? Because I always thought like with record labels, they kind of just like have somebody in mind and then they place them there. So that's actually pretty important, I think, for those out there.
Well, it's important to know there is like a caveat to that in the sense that like Cinematic is an indie label, so it is very small. Typically, though, I think you're right. Like I had one internship in like 2007. And I was also like, I'm never gonna get an internship because like it's somebody's nephew or whatever, but I actually lucked out and got an interview somehow. But for the most part, I think you're right. It is normally like friends and what's it called? Like nepotism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well say it for everything. Nepotism is a good word.
Yeah. So then when I sat down with Shipes, I was interviewing for, I think he was kicking off the management company. And in my interview, I was like, yeah, like I did, such and such a Brooklyn Stick Up. He was like, you're part of Brooklyn Stick Up? I was like, yeah. I was like, it's me. Like, I do all of it. He's like, I know your brother. And he's talking about Dance, who's like the artist who's obviously much more forward facing than me. Right. So he was like, if you did that, you could definitely do this job. So I kind of like, I got hired for that. And here we are.
Here we are today. So like, cause you're the head of creative over there. So my next thing is for you, because a lot of artists are, I guess right now you have a kind of a big ocean of artists. So what do A&Rs and like head of creative, they look for in an artist?
A&Rs I can't really speak to. So when I started, I actually wanted to be an A&R. And I'm finding now everybody thinks they want to be an A&R.
Right.
And I was one of those people as well. I don't really know what they look for. It's not my strong suit. I will tell you, and to anybody who thinks that they want to be an A&R, it's much more than going to shows, discovering talent, sitting in the studio and suggesting future, get on a record for a feature. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they look for. It changes a lot, I guess, with the climate of music. For creative, I don't really seek artists out. I kind of just deal with what's in front of me. I work on everything that gets like digested visually. So anything like that's not music is kind of what I work on. And when I'm working with the artists that are signed to the label, like I said, I'm just like, just give it to me when it's done. Like I don't even really have an opinion on the music because it's not my forte. You know what I'm saying? I respect the experts that I work with that are saying like, yo, this is the music. I'm like, all right, cool. I just try to work on like storytelling and establishing a brand for the artist. Like you never want to have a song be bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? You might have a bling, so a little gem right
exactly.
Yeah, a lot of times artists will have a big record and people are a fan of the song, but they're not a fan of the person.
Right.
So you can only maintain that sort of, not trajectory, but I guess you'll maintain that height as long as the record is hot and relevant. But once it cools off, there's nothing underneath you, you know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna fall and you just gotta hope that you get another one. So I'm always mindful of that when we're putting stuff out to like, how can we build this artist brand? How can we tell their story? How can we amplify their narrative and not just them be a person with a good record?
Right. And what's the biggest mistake that you think artists make today?
The biggest mistake that artists make today, outside of not like hiring a lawyer.
That's definitely number one these days. Especially, I don't want to say who, I'll say it off air because I feel like artist with some good hype right now.
That's a very big mistake.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why lawyers exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get paid money to do this. So the fact that at 20 years old, you're like, oh yeah, be straight. Like, what do I sign? Like,
right.
So that's a big mistake. On a creative front, I guess. See, it's very hard for me to call this a mistake because I totally understand it. And if I was an artist, I would feel the same way. But sometimes not trusting the people around you, that can always be a challenge, especially if it's like, yo, this is a team of experts, you know what I'm saying? Who are advising you on these things that you're not that well versed in yet. Right. But like I said, I can understand how your art is something that's like so precious to you. Right. To give the reins to a stranger, you know what I'm saying? Which is something that I find myself in a lot of times, especially when an artist comes on board for you to get here and then be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna do all this shit for you. Right. Trust me. And they're like, why would I trust you? I literally just met you. Like, I don't want my shit to look like this. I want it to look like this. And I'm like, nah, that shit is whack. Like, trust me, it should look like this. So it's not, I wouldn't, like I said, I don't want to call it a mistake, but it's definitely, can be challenging at times. Right.
And what about those people that are around the artists that do take advantage? Because you always hear those horror stories like, oh, so-and-so did trust somebody and then they ended up in a weird predicament where it kind of messes them up later down the road.
I don't have an answer, but I will say 50. I don't know the exact quote, but 50 said one time, he was like, I don't understand how people get fucked up with money. Like that's the first thing. Like all I do is count my money and watch my money. Like he prioritizes that. So he said like, he would just be like confused how an artist can allow that to happen. Like what could be more important than your personal affairs, you know what I'm saying, than your actual business. I always say, I don't know if 50 said it or if I said it, I might be stealing it from him. It's not called the music fun. It's the music business. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
like,
fact, though.
I said it. Matter of fact, I was trying to see if you liked it. If you liked it, I was like,
you keep going until I was like, I don't remember 50 saying that, but okay.
No, it was me. It was me. Since you fuck with it, I said it. I always say that. Like, it's not, if you want to make music for fun, record it and put it on your phone and listen to it in the fetal position in your room. And keep it like that. But it's the music business. You feel me? Like there's other parts that have to happen that are important. Right. That is probably maybe the biggest mistake I think the artists make. It's sometimes like oversight on those little things that are important. Like if a fucking blog or some sort of like publication posts your work,
right,
repost on Instagram. Like I understand it's inconvenient and it's whack and you don't understand, but like those are relationships that you're building.
Right.
Those are you want to nurture those relationships and hope to foster, stronger relationships in the future. Because as that person grows and if they run into a bag, you want to be top of mind. Like, this person supported my shit. I got a little bag. I'm going to throw him, have him come host my party. But a lot of artists just don't have that foresight to do those types of things early on in their career.
Definitely. And you kind of segue even better into my next question.
I'm the host.
You are, because you're like literally in my head at this point, because I'm like, perfect. He's going right into it. So do you think networking for up and coming artists, like I'm talking about like networking gatherings, not like.
Shout out to that dude who said, whatever he did, who got freshened up.
Yep.
I feel him. Okay.
Do you think those sorts of gatherings are, are they effective?
Networking.
Those little gatherings that, your little homies hit you up, you're like, yo, we'll have so-and-so come there and a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean?
Yes,
end up showing
they
up.
can't. Okay, so I will say, and I made this mistake coming up, and I see it now because people are doing it to me, and I was like, yo, I was an idiot.
Right.
You want to network laterally. Everybody always tries to network upwards.
That's what Issa Rae said a while ago. I feel like there's a quote that she said too.
It's possible. Maybe I stole it from.
He stole it from Issa Rae.
This whole interview is just me. I was never in Brooklyn Stick Up. I'm just stealing other people's answers and stuff. No, yeah, I mean, if she said it, she's 100% right. Yeah. Like, everybody wants to be like, yo, big bro, like we were saying earlier off here, like, yo, big bro, help me out. Why would I help you? I don't know you.
Right.
Like, if I have any sort of opportunity, I'm going to give it to my friends first. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you'll bypass people who are sitting right next to you who have a common goal or in the same position, and y'all have an opportunity to grow together. You know what I'm saying? I might be an artist, you might be a producer. Naturally, it makes sense for us to collaborate on some level, or someone might be a director who they just want their work to be seen. So now you have a 3-man team, but instead you just want to DM Ebro all day. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I was guilty of. You know what I'm saying? Not Ebro specifically, but like I probably hit Elliot Wilson and was like, yo, post this on Rap Radar, big bro.
Right.
And
my pride would never let me do it because I felt.
No, I definitely remember it, but that's because you have talent. So I'm like, yo, whatever it takes. we need to DM him. I'll DM him. So
hopefully he sees it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was DJ Enough had a blog called That's Enough. He still has a blog called That's Enough, and the point of contact was this dude Global Vito. And I was like, yo, guys, I found out how to get on That's Enough. It's Vito. Right. And when I was so happy when I got that contact and I reached out and we got on the blog and I was like, yo, like this is it. And nothing happened. Literally nothing, because there is no one thing. Oh, I'm about to segue into another gem, but we'll circle back to that.
All right, we'll circle back. But, this is good. Story of my life right now.
Just you want to work laterally, man. You want to work with because then y'all will all grow together. And now, like I said, I'm on the receiving end of a lot of those. What's up, big bro? I just need somebody to believe on me. And I was like, you're wasting your time. First of all, I'm holding it together. Right. Barely.
No, it's good that you put it out there too, because like this gives people better perspective. when you're hitting up people that have a lot going on already. So it's good for them.
Yeah, especially like, yo, man, I know we can make plenty of money. Like, I just need a shot. It's like, fam, I don't have the bandwidth to like invest that level of effort into a shot. Like I have other things, I have other people's careers that I'm responsible for right now. Like I'm managing, budgets and all these other things. Like I can't, but people respect fans. The level of effort and energy that you're wasting, reaching out to me or reaching out to my peers or whoever, you could be establishing a fan base. That's undeniable. Stop DMing me, DM a fan, be like, yo, come to my show, or yo, what's your address? I'll email you some stickers. Comment your address and send some stickers. A sticker is 15 cents. A stamp is 32 cents. You send that out to a bunch of people. That's free promo.
Right.
You have a street team, you know what I'm saying, that spans across the whole country. If you have them putting stickers up there, you're sending them for free for the fraction of what a real street team would cost.
Right.
But you want to DM me. So
stay up on my damn DMs.
Yeah, I had that in my thing. I put in my bio, like, I cannot help you. Don't DM me.
No way.
Yeah, I really did. But yes, I was serious, but I wasn't being a dick. I was trying to help you.
Tell the truth.
Like,
you're wasting
before
your
you press
time.
this DM, like, you should really rethink this decision.
Right.
And order you some stickers.
But what if you end up with someone that's like truly talented? And I was actually watching this a little bit last night because me and my sister were like, damn, that was a big pass up. But then we thought about it later. Meg Thee Stallion actually applied to try to be on Love and Hip Hop and they didn't take her. So in that case, what happens if you have somebody like that has the potential to be a megastar hit your DMs?
I mean, what happens if you would have invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago?
I know. I was thinking about that today.
Yeah, you've been thinking a lot this past week. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure that happens. I'm sure there are people that have hit me that in 2 years are going to blow up and are going to laugh in my face. I can't, that's
Has anybody ever done that?
Laughed in my face?
Yeah. At this
in
point.
general, like just
like they blew up and they laughed at you. It's like, I got you busy.
No, I'm not disrespectful to anybody. I don't think if they did make it, I'm not at the top of the list of like, I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely at the bottom of the list. But
that's good. They haven't come back around. Then that means you proved the point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sure it happens. I hope it happens. I hope that everybody hits me kapop. But I just don't think that like that outreach and putting out the gate so early in your career to try to put your destiny in somebody else's hands like that, a stranger,
right,
is the smart thing to do. Like, you might have 500 followers, like, yo, believe in me, like, yo, why are you putting your destiny in my hands? You don't know me. Like, go build some fans, establish some demand, like, get some leverage to come into this scenario so that you could be like, yo, are you the hottest artist on your block?
Right.
Like, not even in your neighborhood. Are you the hottest artist on your block? Then are you the hottest artist on your neighborhood? Like, invest that energy into that before you start reaching upward.
Definitely. So what's the biggest difference between a label like Cinematic, which is indie, versus like the major labels? Like, what do you think you guys are doing differently that you guys are actually running in that lane with everybody else that's being successful?
I think one of the big things for Cinematic is that I could just speak to like indies in general versus majors. Like, indies are usually smaller. They're usually leaner, but that allows them to be more agile. So what I mean by that is like a major label is a big corporation. You know what I'm saying? They're owned by like Universal or like those are big, huge entities. So there's a lot of systems that are in place that have been in place historically and that are still are. Some of them are archaic methods that don't make sense, and some of them are necessary based on the size of the organization. But you can only move but so fast, right? Like, you have to send something all the way up the chain of command to get approved, and then you have to wait for it to come all the way down. And before you know it, like 14 days have passed and it's not the same.
Right.
They also have a lot of strengths, you know what I'm saying? Like radio powerhouse and, those big major label budgets and all that stuff. But indies, like I said, the smaller, they're scrappier. We can turn on a dime. Like, you might be like, oh, I want to shoot a video like tomorrow. Like, this just happened. I want to shoot a video tomorrow. It's like, all right, cool. Like, we could do it. Like, we could shoot a video tomorrow, have it edited, and you have something out in 48 hours.
Wow.
Which is like an advantage that, some of the majors don't have. But it just depends where you're at in your career. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna serve you best and what your goals are. Some people just want to make a living off music. They don't care if they're on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Flatbush Zombies. Have you ever heard a song of theirs on the radio?
Never,
recently?
but I know who they are. But
you know who they are. They're traveling the world. They're very successful artists. They take care of their family. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just what your goals are all about. There's plenty of independent artists that make way more money than major label artists.
That's for
just
sure.
because they're more famous.
That is for sure, though. So, what's your forecast for this year? Since, they just did like a news article that music streaming was up last year 17%. Mm-hmm. So it was good. Like, quarantine didn't hurt that much, obviously. But what is your forecast for this year, for 2021?
Forecast for what? For streams?
For music artists going forward, just in general.
I think that,
especially with these changes.
I mean, I think that visuals are going to become increasingly more important. I think offering
again, and I missed that. Like back in like the 90s and the 2000s, like remember when they used to drop videos
Hype
and stuff
Williams
like,
had like $1 million budgets for
I used to love him. I was like, oh my God.
I think that visuals are going to become, especially with everybody being home now, right? So like listening to music is like it's like you can do it passively, right? Like you listen to music on your way to work. You can listen to music while you're at the gym. You listen to music like while you're at work, depending on what your job is. But with quarantine, it's very difficult to just like, you can't just like sit in your house and listen to music. You have to be like doing something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like a supplemental thing. So that's why I think visuals are becoming, like YouTube streams went up significantly. Because everybody's watching videos because they're home. Like they're not driving to work. They're not driving to the gym. They're not at the gym. They're not at work. So I think that visuals are going to become increasingly more important. I think that like artist content is going to become more important. Like offering that insight. Like I know a lot of artists might build their brand around mystique, but I think having a certain level of like accessibility is going to help artists, because that like fans are ready to consume that type of content,
Definitely. So this is my favorite part of the show. You got to be quick on this one. It's called Five Fast.
Freestyle?
Not even. You said you had no talent earlier. It's called 5 Fast Facts. So you got to drop 5 things about yourself that the people out there that may or may not know who you are, you got to give them something good about yourself, a little personal.
These are personal facts?
Yeah, personal facts. Or you can give business facts in your case, actually.
I have one email. Do I have time for an email and a story?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, not email and a story, my 5 facts and a story.
Yes, yeah, plenty.
I don't know when if we got a hard out. All right, so my one fact, when I interned, remember I said I interned in 2007?
Yeah.
So my internship was for, I don't know how it is now, but you can only intern while you're in school receiving credit. So I think my intern, like I dropped out after my first semester. So what I did was, when I was working at Columbia Records, so it was the Sony BMG building. So they would give you an ID and it would be color coded, not even color coded. It would have the date, like the duration of your internship at the top of the ID. And when you walked in, you had to show security. So they would see like, oh, your shit expires like 10/7, like October 2007 or whatever. So when my shit expired, I scanned my ID and then I moved around the numbers at the top.
Yeah.
And then I printed it out on like glossy paper, like in my crib. And then I cut it out and then I pasted it like onto my official ID, which had been expired. And I put it in my wallet and I interned there for 1.5 years.
Oh my God.
Just showing every day. And then mind you, like security, they see me there.
So they know.
Yeah. So
hey, what's up, man?
They're like, oh, what's up? Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, he must have got a job. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I did that for like 1.5 years. And honestly, I didn't really.
Damn, man.
Yo, I was more I like that. I was more proud of that than the whole internship, because I really didn't learn that much at the internship, which was largely my fault. Like, for any potential interns, it's only going to be as productive as you allow it. Like, when I was there, I was like, damn, nobody's showing me shit. Like, I'm not learning shit. But now I see it's like, because they got shit to do. They ain't sign up to babysit you. Like, they got things to do. You really have to insert yourself, ask questions. Yo, how can I help? Like, you need me to do X, Y, Z. And I didn't do that. Not because of ego. I just was ignorant. I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. That's one. Okay. 2, embarrassing moment. So there was, she goes by another name right now. I think she goes by Diana Gordon. She's a singer. But at the time, her name was Winter Gordon. She was signed to Atlantic.
Why does that sound so familiar?
She had a big record. Like she's a known artist. Her name is a slip of me because I always knew her as Winter Gordon.
Right.
She had a big record, and I messaged her on MySpace.
Oh my God, MySpace.
Yo, like, if you ever need a feature, like I have an artist who would be great. And I wrote out like his whole verse as if that was like gonna translate the same way, like reading it. I was like, yo, like check this out. And I transcribed it thinking that she was gonna be like, this is the best verse I've ever read. Like, please get on my song. That's 2.
Damn.
Never told, I don't even know why I told that story.
Well, it's good for us. What you got for number 3?
Number 3, I already said that I don't have any talent. But I will say this. This is, okay, maybe this is number 3. You seen Paid in Full?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Everybody wants to be the man just cause.
Right.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem, like, I don't want to be the guy. I'll be the guy.
Right.
But I don't really have the desire to be the guy. I would much rather be the guy next to the guy.
This sounds like a Pharrell moment right now.
Yeah, like, okay, think about it, right? Like, let's say you're the guy.
Yeah.
Or you're like, yo, I want to be the guy.
Right.
I'd much rather you be like, if I want to be the guy, I got to get busy. Like, busy's the guy who's going to help me be the guy.
The second-hand man.
Huh?
The second-hand man, basically.
Yeah, because so there's a TED Talk, but something along the lines of like the most important person is the first follower. Because you could be saying like, yo, everybody, like, you can be standing on a fucking soapbox like, yo, everybody come and let's all turn our pants inside out. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, and as long as you want. Until that first person comes and shows like, yo, it's okay to turn your pants inside. Like, yo, we could listen to him. We could turn our pants inside out.
That influential person.
That is what's going to allow everybody else to be like, yo, you see, like, let's all turn our pants inside out. But until that first person comes, you're just a crazy person on a soapbox saying, let's turn our pants inside out. So I say all that to say, like, even from when I was saying, like, when I was doing Brooklyn Stick Up stuff, like, I never wanted to be the person. I was like, I would much rather be an asset that's going to help propel somebody to become the person. Not to say that, like, yes, that could probably turn into a fully sustainable business where, you know, consulting or whatever, and in that case, I'll be the guy. But I still like specializing in like how to amplify and propel other things around me.
I respect it. That's a good explanation.
I think that was so good that I don't even need the other things.
I was going to say that. I don't think you need a 4 and a 5. You got some pretty good stuff. And this is the only time I'm ever going to let somebody just do 3.
You're going to let me slide.
I'm going to let you slide. I'm going to let you slide.
I deserved it.
You definitely did. But Busy, thank you so much for joining us today. You dropped a lot of really good gems, actually.
Did I?
Hopefully this will help somebody out there. Stay up out their DMs, by the way. That's another thing.
It's a fact.
Throw that out there. I'm Julia Vamps, and this is Busy Rivera.
Thanks for having me. Peace out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yo, you know what the fuck I'm saying?